Welcome, family. Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited that you have joined me here today. We are going through 31 days of Proverbs, which is our 31 for 31 challenge for the next 31 days in the month of January. So today we are going to start with Proverbs 1, and the title of it is called The Foundation. And shortly here, you will see why it is titled Foundation. So we'll jump right in. I am reading from the NIV, and I will be showing a couple verses from the NLT that expands upon what I believe to be takeaways, at least from what I've gathered. Of course, as you read for yourself, you will have takeaways that is personal towards you. That is what the personal relationship with the Lord is about. It's about each and every one of us getting and receiving whatever the Lord has for us. So we will go ahead and get started. Proverbs 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight. So let me just highlight the NLT version. So the purpose of Proverbs is to teach people wisdom and discipline. It's to help them understand the insights of the wise. Now, going on. For receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. 5. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. So I'm going to highlight 5. So NLT says, let the wise listen to the Proverbs, a book of wisdom, and become even wiser. But let those with understanding receive guidance. In the NIV, it says, let the discerning get guidance. And now in the NLT, it's telling us, let those with understanding. So when you have understanding, you start to gain discernment and it starts to guide you, as the NLT is speaking about here. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that word beginning of knowledge is the foundation of knowledge, according to the NLT. So I really like that breakdown. So if the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge or our foundation, when we know the Lord and really want to carry out what his will is for our life, we think about what he actually wants. We're not just going about life for ourselves. We know we keep him in mind and he keeps us on the right path. And when it says fear, to me at least, fear is not you looking at God like he's going to kill you and strike you down the moment you mess up and things like that. No, you fear him like you fear a parent. You love your parents so much. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to break their heart. So you try to do the right things so that you can honor them and respect them. And I believe that is what the Lord is telling us about the fear of him. Fear him like you just don't want to break his heart, and that you are considering what he has placed in you and what he wants for you in your life. 8. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They are a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. All right, let's highlight the NLT version on that. So, my child, listen to your father's correction, or when he corrects you. So the father, so God, or your earthly father, if they are guiding you in the right direction. Don't neglect your mother's teaching. Your mother, your earthly mother, or it could be, in my opinion, it could be wisdom, because later on you'll see wisdom, when they talk about her, they call wisdom a her. So that's my own little opinion. It could be that, can be not, I don't know. But honor your mother and father at the end of the day. What you learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain of honor around your neck. So a loving correction from your parents, they have been through life. If they want you on the right path, so they're going to give you their life lessons, their wisdom. Instead of you having to go through it, you're going to learn from their experience, and then it gives you grace and honor. Why? Because you didn't have to go through what they went through. The same thing with the Father, the Bible, in the Bible. When you understand that you want to do right by the Lord and you know his word and you're trying to follow him with the fear of the Lord, he's going to guide you and keep you on the right path because of what he is teaching you, what he wants you to do. So that gives you grace and honor. All right, next. My son is sinful. If sinful men entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, "Come along with us," let's lie and wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave, and a whole like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Cast lots with us. We will all share the loot, my son. Do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into evil and they are swift to shed blood. There's a lot that can be said about that, but I think 17 is going to really um, piece it all together. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. So now let's see what the NLT says. If a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. So pretty much we just read how if don't follow sin practically. It could be humans, like men or women or humans, or it could be just your own sinful desire. Don't follow that when you know what the Lord wants for your life, and when you're listening to wisdom, you're going to see the trap being set because the Lord is guiding you. And you're going to know to stay away and just go the opposite direction because you know if you go down that direction, it's not going to be good for you. And that's how loving God is to us. He sees what we need and what we want. So he tries to keep us on the right track so we don't have to go through all that. But if it's a choice at the end of the day. He doesn't force himself. So if we choose that path, we are going to reap what we sow. We're going to have to deal with whatever it is that, we chose. Now, he still loves us. He's still for us. So he will take care of us and guide us out of it. But it is our own desires and the consequences, which they just kind of talked about. So let's keep going. These men lie and wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves. See, he's already saying you sit there, you go your own way. You're only setting yourself up. But if you listen to the Lord, he'll take care of you. Okay. Such are the paths of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. Now, this is wisdom's rebuke. Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. Wisdom, Proverbs is calling wisdom a she. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the walls, she cries out. At the city gate, she makes her speech. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke. Then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings. But since you refuse to listen when I call, and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, since you disregard all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock when calamity overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when disaster and trouble overwhelm you, then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but they will not find me. Since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. She's saying that you didn't choose wisdom and the guidance of the Lord. So now that's your mess. So turn back to the Lord. But since they would not accept my advice and spurn my rebuke, 31. They will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. 33. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. Now let's look at the NLT for that last verse there. So in 31, she talked about they will eat the fruit of their ways. So pretty much you went your own path and now you're going to eat the fruit of whatever it is that you're following. But And 33, again, why this book is so important, why the fear of the Lord is important, why like understanding how much he loves us and the wisdom he's given us is for our good. But all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm. And that's not to say that you're not going to have, like, as you're following Christ, that you're not going to have days or moments of fearfulness. But instead of being fearful because you're doing it your own way, if he guided you down this path and you are a little bit fearful, where do you get your strength from? Where does your faith come in? You know, and that's where your faith comes. I'm gonna trust you, Lord, even though this feels uncomfortable. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but because I know I've listened to you and I'm following the path that you have set for me, I believe in faith that you are going to guide me and cover me through this moment. So that is Proverbs 1. I hope this blesses you. I don't know if we're going to keep up this format. I work night shift, um, and it's the new year. I'm not gonna lie, I slept in, but you know what? These next 31 days is this is the foundation right now. This is a moment where I'm going to not only read these things, but it's to build a foundation that aligns me better with Christ. So let this be that time and that beginning of 2026 that we continue on this path. And my prayer to you is that this blesses you and that you gain something from this. And as we continue to go through this month, you learn and you grow in the Lord, and He uses you mightily because you do have a purpose and calling. And I know for a fact this you're here for a reason. So I thank you all for listening. God bless you all in Jesus' mighty name.